Hi everyone, and welcome to Okay Seriously with Natasha. I am your host, Natasha Jameson. I am so excited to welcome my friend and special guest, founder of Efficient Business Solutions, a virtual assistant service, Melissa Haddad. After 20 years as a corporate administrator, she turned her passion from improving the lives of business owners into a business. We will be discussing how she expands her clients' operational capacity to grow their business, what it's like to be an entrepreneur, what she wished she learned earlier, and her desire for rapid elevation. Melissa is in the house. Welcome, my friend. I am so excited that you're here.
Me too.
So we've known each other before. We're friends for a long time.
Yes.
We're gonna have to tell our viewers how.
Well, you used to have a show on Rogers TV.
That's right. Natasha's lip tips and hair flips.
Hair flips. And
that's right. Hair flips. That's right.
And I was the receptionist, administrative assistant at Rogers TV.
That's right.
So I had met you amongst so many other entrepreneurs and people on the show, and
we connected. We had a bond.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and I would make sure that you were all ready and put together.
That's
like
right.
that was a hard problem.
I love it. Yeah, so sweet. But it's true because you were a massive supporter of mine.
I was.
You are.
I loved you from the very minute.
Loved you too. You're so wonderful. So that's you were basically doing what you're doing for yourself now, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yep.
For Rogers, unfortunately,
and
Rogers had some restructuring.
Yeah, they went through some restructuring. I got packaged out. It was I was there almost 6 years.
Yes.
And then I transitioned into my current position.
Yes, which I love. So let's talk about a little bit about what you actually do, a virtual assistant service. Maybe some people may not be aware exactly what that means.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about that.
So what we do at Efficient Business Solutions, we offer services, full boutique service for business owners and entrepreneurs who need assistance. They're trying to do it all on their own. And they're not succeeding.
Right.
You know, we all wear too many hats.
Yes.
And so we help in so that they can run their business a lot more smoothly, more operational support. You can't build something from the ground up on your own.
No, you can't.
No.
And I'm so glad that you say that. You do need to put that trust somewhere else.
Yes.
To be able to delegate out so that you can get the job done, so you can elevate and increase.
Absolutely.
But how did this all start for you? I know that Rogers, you had done it. What was the spark? Because sometimes it's that key moment, that pivotal little something pushes you forward.
Well, there was.
I know you're not a huge risk taker like me. So.
I am not a huge risk taker at all. There was a few situations that kind of came up at the time that I was packaged out from Rogers. My children were small. They were both going to school. Yeah. So I knew that my lifestyle was not going to be something downtown Toronto. Yes. My husband works downtown, so there wasn't going to be both of us downtown.
That's right.
So I was trying to figure out what can I do within, whether home or within the Durham region. And we found a friend of mine at the time. She had recommended to be a virtual assistant. I had no idea what that was.
Right.
So I did some investigating, and I realized very quickly that it is exactly what my job history, my career over 20 years has been.
Just a little difference in verbiage.
It's just a little different in verbiage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love that. And that's where
And that's where I started.
Yeah. Taking a risk. I love that because that's what it's about.
It is.
You have to be, even though you might have been afraid and worried.
Definitely.
Because that's a huge factor for people, right? That stops them.
It was, and truth be told, it was one of those conversations that I had with my husband, and he said, "Well, let's try it.
Yeah.
See what happens." And I know that as supportive as he was, he had his doubts, obviously, which kind of made me go, I'm doing this.
Oh, I love it.
I am doing this.
Fire.
And that really did put the fire because there was for me, failure was not an option.
Failure is not an option.
No.
So let's talk about, because this is a big topic that we talk about, you and I, about investing in ourselves, in our own company first. Why can you not afford to not enlist the help of virtual services if your goal is to develop a business and to thrive, to evolve, to get bigger?
Yep. It's owning a business, running a business. It's all about growth.
Yes.
We all want to make money.
That's right.
Okay. That there's nothing to be afraid of or ashamed of that.
That's right.
We're all in it for the money.
Yeah.
But we also have a purpose.
That's right.
So it all depends on what your purpose is, and what your purpose is in your business and what my purpose is in my business. They could be very different. But the point is that I'm here to help you. That's my purpose. Mm-hmm. That is my purpose. I help people grow. I help people scale their business. I help people.
Yeah.
And that is my mandate for me. It's just something that I want to do because I know how much success somebody can have in their business if they did it, if they put everything into it, if they invested in themselves.
Because you can't be where you're wearing so many hats and you're basically exhausted yourself.
Exactly.
You have to kind of delegate that out in order to get new clientele or new businesses or avenues and opportunities, and focus on things that, maybe your business really needs to thrive.
Yes. But you also have to allow yourself, because you didn't
that's right.
You didn't build a business to work 24 hours, 7 days a week.
That's
You
right.
built a business so that you could form your lifestyle.
That's right.
And what does that lifestyle look like for you?
For you.
Yeah. And my lifestyle was I needed to be home for my children.
That's right.
Now that they're getting older, my daughter is, just turned 15. So now that she's old enough, I want to be there for them for their teenage years.
Yes,
they need guidance. They need a lot more. So I want to be there. And I'm also, for me, it's also a way for me to show my daughter and my son.
Absolutely.
You can be whatever you put your mind to.
Absolutely.
Anything.
Yeah. And same with these businesses. I think that you can be like an absolute example of someone that can help them and propel them. They can only limit themselves.
Well, that's
right?
Absolutely. You get to the point where yes, you're going to do it all yourself for the first little while, but you're going to get to a point where you're either going to run down or you've hit a ceiling and you're like, I'm exhausted.
Yes.
There is no more for me. I'm doing too many things that I don't know how to do.
Yes.
And so now you're going to find people who are going to do that for you.
To help you.
You're going to, and they will help you move forward and just move that needle much closer to your vision.
I'm so glad that you said that, because I think that's a really hard concept for people. You see you're making money and you kind of almost want to hoard it. You don't want to delegate it out. But I want to talk about, can we talk about COVID and how you have a totally growth mindset, not lack, and what you hit last year?
Well, I
got goosebumps. Oh my God. I love it. I love it.
Got goosebumps.
Yeah.
I am very proud to say that, understand I have, the utmost respect and understanding of, a lot of people that lost their livelihoods during the pandemic. For me, I was already virtual.
That's right.
So I didn't have to work any harder. I didn't have to re-evolve the whole concept of my business. So what I ended up doing was I just kept taking clients on, and I hit 6 figures.
Love it.
I am officially a 6-figure business.
And it's growing. It continues to growing.
And I've added additional team members. Yes. So I have a total of 11 team members.
That's amazing. Because
I knew that in order to do all of this, let me explain, is that starting earlier last year, 2021, I was doing it all. Yes. I was doing it all myself. I was running myself. By the time June ended, I was done. I couldn't think, I couldn't produce any content. I was burnt out. So I knew that I was going to take some time during the summer, enjoy, and then September, that was it. That was my threshold. I knew that I needed to add more people. Good. And so the other side to that was I knew that I was ramping up so that I could take on 2022 head on.
Perfect.
So I planned and I evolved so that I could do a lot more and plan a lot more and be able to have a lot more.
Yes.
Now I may not hit 6 figures this year, and that's okay.
Of course it is.
Because I've rebuilt and I've built up the team in order to make sure that I can push forward.
Yes.
And
which allows you to grow and to have freedom, more freedom, and to hire more people on. So you're just like, it's a constant circle,
it's a constant circle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So you and I have talked about how some entrepreneurs will not see the value of letting go.
Yes.
So this is the next thing, and investing in virtual services, and some only see the value in their own pursuits.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. I've seen it, you've seen it, we've talked about this. How can we help these entrepreneurs change this limiting perception, because it really does limit their growth?
It's all about mindset. And so for me, I'm here to educate as much as I can, and advocate for, business owners and entrepreneurs to get assistance.
Yes.
You cannot grow. Richard Branson.
Yes.
I go to him all the time because he is really a visionary in the concept of, he's built Virgin Records, Virgin Mobile, Virgin Airline. Like, I can't even begin. I don't even know if I'm even touching upon all of them. But he is a complete advocate of delegation.
That's right.
You can only grow and evolve and scale your business so that it is, six figures, multi-billion, dollars. And I look at it from all of my experiences in the corporate world. Yes. There's departments, there's department heads, there's admins, you cannot run a business without. And I'm not saying to take on all of this at once.
No, it's a slow stepping stone.
You have to go
one level
gradual,
at a time, for sure.
But you have to recognize in
that
your
you need
head
to
that
spend
you
the money
need
and
to
invest.
spend the money and invest.
It's very, very important, because if you're not, like you said, you're capping yourself off.
You are capping.
And you're going to burn out, because there's only so many things that you can do. Well, there's so many avenues.
How many hours are in a day?
Exactly.
Do you want to work all 24 of them?
No.
No, I certainly don't.
I wanted my money to work for me.
Well, and that's exactly. And I've got clients, that I've got a very large client, and his whole purpose, and over the last year and a half, is that he wants to do his thing over here.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to work. He wants to make tons of money, but he doesn't want to work. Yeah. He wants, so he's hired us.
Absolutely.
He's hired on other employees.
Yeah.
So that, and we're all working virtually.
I love it.
So it's not a problem.
Can you share with us how your business model changed during the pandemic? I know that you said you put it out there, you changed, September was the key point, you hired more people, and it didn't really change because you were already virtual. But what was the structure that
The structure changed.
The structure.
So for me, I was still the point person for everything.
Okay.
And I still technically am, but
you oversee it, right?
But I'm overseeing everything. It, yeah. So right now is where right now is where I'm at I'm still in the front lines. Mm-hmm. My goal beyond this is to be like the client that I just mentioned.
Absolutely.
And be in the background and maybe do the sales, but have a project manager, for example, to oversee
the duties,
onboarding of clients. But the point is that it's just I've had to change my mindset. Yes. I've had to.
Absolutely.
And it's not something that's easy. I will say that 100%, but it is something that has to be done.
It has to be done. So what is your advice that you would give to yourself from where you are today? Melissa, let's say before Rogers, at Rogers, it doesn't really matter. What advice would you give?
Oh, the advice, there's so many pieces that come to mind that I have, struggled with over the last 7 years. The fear, don't give in. Don't let it rule you. My business coach had once said, be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, so does Jillian Michaels.
Yes, right? So many.
I think that philosophy is for everyone. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
That's it. Yes. That is completely it. Yes. It's, being on a show, your show today, it's, something that's out of my wheelhouse.
You're amazing. What do you mean? Pro.
But it is something that you have to, in order to get out of your box that you're comfortable with and move forward. Yeah. Another little tidbit is write every single process down that you do, because
in your day, you mean?
In your day, in your business, whatever that your standard operating procedure.
Yes.
Whatever your SOP is.
Now, why is that important?
Yeah. Because when if you're doing it all yourself, it's all in your head.
Oh, can't train anybody?
You can't train anybody.
Oh. Oh,
So
that's
if you
smart.
if you write it all down, or even have it in in a recording, do this, do that, or some people do a Zoom recording or a video
Okay.
recording, and you're doing that.
At least it's documented.
It's
right?
documented, because then you can say, okay, I'm looking for help. I need somebody to do this. Here's the task that, because the one thing that I've heard more times than not is, well, I have to take time to train you. It's just easier to do it myself.
Yeah. Again, a lack, I feel.
It's a lack.
Yeah. Instead
It's a
of growing,
complete
you're
lack.
just kind of staying the same.
You're just staying the same.
Yeah.
You're afraid
So
to
just
kind of get
make
out of
sure that's a key point, that write your systems
Write
down.
your systems down.
So that you are able to have somebody, like you can train them or have somebody else train.
Absolutely.
Everything is like structured.
Absolutely.
How are you able to get through the ebbs and flows of being in a business? Because it's not all, smooth and amazing. It's probably like this.
Oh, it's curvy, topsy, every upside down. It's an interesting question, because yes, we know I made 6 figures last year, but I've also been down to very minimal amount, and where I'm, could not contribute enough to my family household. And so my husband turned around to me one day when, income tax time, and he said, if this is what you're bringing in, he says, you need to get a job.
Ooh.
And I said,
blank, 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 blank,
blank, blank, blank.
blank.
Not sure that's going to happen. And so again, going back to the failure is not an option.
That's right.
That's where I'm like, that's it.
That's right.
We're moving forward. We're doing this differently.
Yeah.
So I just again got out of my way, out of, and it's a whole mindset that I had to go through. I had to change a whole lot about me and the patterns that I have and the beliefs and, going into all of that. But the bottom line was that was about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So
you didn't let that stop you. You just persevered forward. Because that's what it is sometimes.
That's it.
You just have to ride the wave, as I always
Ride
tell
the
my
wave.
boys. Ride the wave. Because you don't know what's going to happen a week or a month or a year from now. You could be a totally different space.
And look back at your vision.
Yeah.
The vision that you created.
Have it clear.
Have it very clear. Know where you want to go. Know where you want to be.
Yeah.
In another year.
Yeah.
What do you have to do to get there?
Yes.
What do you have to put yourself into, or put yourself, get out of it to get to that point?
Action steps, right?
All of your
Action steps.
minute
It could
action.
be, yes. It could be
Minute
something
action.
as like writing like your procedures down.
That's
It could
it.
be just something, hiring another person.
Yep.
Yeah. It could be as small as that.
It could be as small
Reaching
as
out
that.
to a virtual service. Yeah. Just to assist you.
Understand that I'm advocating for all
Of
help.
course.
I mean,
of course.
for me, it's
anything.
I know where I'm at, so I'm comfortable with the clientele that I bring in. But you don't have to be there. If that's too much for you, just start small.
Little small step.
There are virtual assistants out there. There are tens of thousands of virtual assistants out worldwide.
Yes, of course.
So you're not limited. You can find somebody overseas who can do what you
Whatever you
need
need.
and pay, something less expensive and just to clear out those little cobwebs.
Of course.
And then you get to the point where, okay, now I'm serious. Now I'm making serious, and now you're elevating. Now you want a boutique, or you want somebody, a business like ours that does every single aspect of your business.
I love that. And there's options there, like you said.
There's tons of options.
There's tons of options.
Yep.
You don't have to go high end. You can do minimal. You can do incremental. You can do, whatever it is.
Whatever you need.
You can customize it for people.
Absolutely, and that's
which is so good.
That's all we do.
I love that.
We don't have.
You're not a pusher.
We're not a pusher.
No.
What do you need?
Yes.
And we design whatever services you need surrounding that.
I love that. What is your process in holding your vision and moving full steam ahead? Do you have a vision board? I feel like you do.
I do.
Like you do.
I do.
Who's on your vision board? I'll tell you who mine is. Well, if you tell me yours.
I don't have anybody on my vision board. I know, right?
What?
I know. But I do have a lot of the things that I want. Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of powerful words.
Ooh, I like it.
So just anything that, empowerment,
Love it.
Our future. It relates to family as well as business.
Okay.
And so anything that really just resonates with me.
I love that. You're so sweet.
Well, it's also
that.
I love the for me it's pictures of things that I want. So I wanted a bedroom set, a brand new bedroom set. I got it.
Picture it.
I had it on there. And then I get the satisfaction of when I'm finished, I take it down and I'm like, love it.
I didn't know you're supposed to take it down.
I take it down
okay.
that's just me. I take it down just so that I can have the satisfaction of knowing that I did that.
I like it.
So
if you're wondering, mine is Oprah.
I
don't know if you knew that.
I figured
she's in a lot of spaces.
Oprah's
in
a
her
lot.
like in her Hawaii home and her
Oprah's in a lot of vision boards.
Right?
I do know that.
That's right.
Yep.
Strong, powerful
Strong,
woman.
powerful
I like
woman.
it though. You know?
She's fabulous.
She is. Let me ask you this. What does evolution look like for you? Your personal version of it.
It's growth. For me,
Any kind of growth. Like, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what. It's just growth. It's accomplishments. For me,
so it's a feeling too, right?
It's a feeling.
It's a feeling
It's a feeling.
too.
It's not. It's seeing what I have built.
Oh, I love it.
And going like knowing where I started and knowing where I'm at and knowing
where you're going.
Where I'm going. And that's for me is the most powerful thing because it's really what keeps me going because I just want to see, I'm curious. Yeah. I'm kind of going, okay, I can make this better. I can improve this. I can get this,
Good.
you know, and that is just really who I am. I even do it's a little eerie that I do this for my clients where it's like, no, we can do this better. I got this.
Oh.
And so I'll give them
so
suggestions, but it's really just an intuition for me. It's really kind of deep down.
Yeah. And we all have it. We all have it.
It's all, but you just know this is where it is.
Okay.
So
I love that. So my next question is, which has to do with evolving and growing. Okay. I found this fascinating. What is the major difference between the mindset of a small business owner versus entrepreneur? And I was literally amazed with the answer. I love it.
In my opinion,
yes,
okay,
of course.
But anybody can be a business owner.
Okay.
So I look at it from the standpoint of you want to be a franchise. You want to franchise McDonald's. Okay. Great. You're a business owner. But you're not an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur creates something from nothing based on needs, on society's needs or, you know, your personal needs or somebody's needs. Yeah. You're creating that from the ground up. You're creating the momentum. You're the motivation to get to that point. You evolve it, you figure it out, and you could sell what you're making. And that's where a lot of serial entrepreneurs kind of create and then sell. Yes. Create and then sell.
It's addictive, I guess.
It's addictive.
Yeah,
it's a total
addictive.
high. It is really.
So you're not doing it just to live. You're doing it like because you just
you
love
it.
Yeah.
I will admit,
oh my God, I'm an entrepreneur.
I've been an entrepreneur. When I was funny little backstory. When I was planning my wedding back in the early 2000s, I wanted to be a wedding planner. Did a friend's wedding. Then I'm like, okay. Yeah. Then when I was pregnant when I had my daughter and I was off on mat leave, I wanted to be a professional organizer. Then when I was at Rogers, to make a little more income, I wanted to be a cookie and a cupcake baker. And all of these were just, as soon as I developed my business now, that's when I realized I'm already a serial entrepreneur. This is just the one that I went with.
That's right.
And but I'm not finished. I'm not finished. No. I'm not finished yet.
No, that's why you're an entrepreneur.
That's why I'm an entrepreneur. Because I need to tweak the business. Yeah. I need to tweak it so that I can go, okay, now it's ready. Now I can sell it.
See, because I love to create everything from scratch too. I didn't know that I was an entrepreneur. See? I really didn't. I feel very empowered right now.
It is truly empowering. See? It really is. And that's why I say that failure is not an option for me, because it's not. There's if I've created something from scratch and I still have clients coming through, and the majority of my clients are all referrals. Yes. So that in itself says something to me.
It does. You're helping so many people that they're actually helping you, and then you're helping even more. It's a full circle moment, which I love. So I know you've seen my show before. Guess what question we're on?
The last one.
That's right. Melissa's takeaway.
My takeaway.
Takeaway with Melissa.
Well, the takeaways that from today, it's it feels empowering to be able to talk openly about all of the thoughts that are in my head.
I love that.
Because it is something that I am truly passionate about.
We can see that.
It also is, I wish I could take some entrepreneurs and some business owners and kind of give them a shake and go, wake up.
Maybe this will.
I'm hoping.
Hopefully.
I really hope, because it is something that it's just, you just have to shift your mindset from lack to abundance.
Yes.
And I explain it in
Small
very
steps.
Small steps. Just
small
take
steps.
a little moment of
That's
time to move to get
Absolutely.
that forward, and you will thrive and and make as much money as you need to.
Exactly. And yet they have the face now to the actual service, so they can reach out and
Absolutely.
You can help them at whatever level.
And I do discovery calls with all sorts of clients, and
we're gonna have all your information on
absolutely great.
So that is all the time that we
Thank
have for
you.
today. Thank you, Melissa, for being on the
Thank
show.
you so
I'm
much.
so
Thank
grateful, and for the amazing work that you do. And I'm sure that you'll be on again and telling us about different ventures.
I will
things.
absolutely.
Serial entrepreneur.
I'd love to come back. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, share, and to subscribe to our program as we help even more people. And that's all the time. Until next time, bye.